We are recording.
We are. Oh, yes.
The Struggle is Real podcast.
Okay. Hey, y'all.
Hey, this is Wes.
This is Mdot.
We're back with another episode, another week.
Yep.
All right, guys. Welcome back. Another week of the Struggle is Real podcast.
Shit.
Don't do it. This is the Struggle is Real podcast. This is Wes.
And this is Mdot.
And
this is the podcast that you come to when adulting gets too real.
where one person's struggle is another's hustle.
And where you can find the beauty in the art of struggle.
I actually was you ready.
I was ready, but you kind of worded things a little differently, so it threw me off.
What? Welcome.
Yes.
To the Struggle is Real podcast.
But you ain't say it like that last time.
Look, it's going to be different each and every time.
Well, you have to warn me, because if we're going to be on script, how could it be different?
Because we're not on script all the time.
Okay. We'll get it together.
That part is, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Anyway. But this is about to be a real sober podcast today, because
I've been ripping and running.
And I have not eaten anything. So I'm not about to have a alcohol belly. It's not going to feel pretty.
All right.
But what's going on?
Nothing much, man. I ripping and running. I did some car stuff earlier today. Other than that, man,
a lot of uhs and ums today.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about work, and I'm just like, I'm thinking about Christmas time. You know, Christmas time around this time.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, you get like a week or something off. And in my head right now, for some reason, I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna have a weekend so off. I'm not off no time soon.
Right.
But I feel like I am.
Wow.
So I've been going to work like, I know this sound fucked up, but like, I'll do this tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow. Like, who the fuck they looking at me like that for? I'm not doing that shit today. Like,
so in your mind, you're on vacation.
I'm off. I'm on vacation.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, which is bad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
That's what's been going on all this week.
Well, go on and get that together.
Yeah, I know.
I bought a Christmas tree.
I joined right when you put that shit up.
Yeah, I bought one and
a real Christmas tree?
No, that one.
Oh,
just
okay.
like that. Little Walmart joint. $20. 6 foot Christmas tree.
Yeah, that.
I got the plain Christmas tree, not the one with the lights included, because I wanted to put up the lights myself. Mind you, like, I grew up Jehovah's Witness, so
this is a big deal for you.
Yeah, I mean, well, like, I'm not a Jehovah's Witness, but my family
grew up
is. Yes. Yeah. So that never happened, or I would always go to my friend's house and help them decorate their tree.
Did you ever go over Story's house to do that?
Yes.
Really?
I used to spend Christmases with her.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yes, we've been basically best friends for 20 years. So
wow.
I definitely have lived with her every holiday almost. I mean, at least, Christmas holiday. It has to be
more than 20 years.
Yeah, it is more than 20 years.
Okay.
It's about 28 years.
So 30?
No. Well, no, because we met when we were 7 and 8. So
I ain't doing that math. But yeah, man, that's a long ass time. Yeah. Like, my wife, she's really big into Christmas, and I used to be, but Christmas died when I was 13. So I never really was in the spirit or anything like that. So I was like, all right, I know she loves it. She hates when I'm not in the spirit. So I decided to get like a wreath for the door.
I saw.
I typically don't do that.
Yeah. So for me, it's not about the spirit of Christmas. I just, out of everything, love Christmas trees. I love just this random piece of earth. I mean, natural or not, that's like in the house.
Right.
And you light it up.
On fire.
And decorate it. So then like the little ornaments and stuff. And I don't like random ornaments. I like really coordinated
I like the random ornaments, like the race car or
well, that's your tree. I'm talking about my tree.
Goku.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
But another thing is I also kind of want to keep some family traditions in my house for the holidays and stuff like that. So my husband's grandmother, actually, she was Catholic, and her Christmas tree, I mean, when I tell you that thing was lit.
Was it all gold and silver?
it was one, like all these angel ornaments, bows, ribbons, like everything, just completely decorated from head to toe. And like they used to make a family event out of it. Like everybody came to decorate the tree.
Wow.
So, and like I want to say she had like hundreds of ornaments, and I mean her tree was literally from the floor to the wall. I mean to the ceiling.
There you go. So like an 8-footer and shit.
Pretty much.
Damn.
But you know, I'm keeping it real cute and classy. I got gold, silver ornaments. I am thinking about adding some ribbons to it, but I just, you know, just like looking at it pretty and lit up in the corner. So that's about as far as I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna like actually put gifts under it or anything like that. I mean, I just like the tree. I'm not.
I got you.
Into.
I just like the tree.
I'm not into all the Christmas traditions.
Yeah.
And usually we get like the people we care about one very thoughtful gift.
Right.
And that's it. So it's going to be like 4 gifts under that tree.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. My mom, she was I don't know. My mom went through a bunch of changes with tradition.
We're very
like
minimal in our house too. Like, for me, I cannot spend so much money at one time on things that my son cannot focus on all at once. Like one game at a time, maybe 2. Like I might stretch and do 2, but like one game at a time or one book at a time. I just can't buy him a mountain of things and expect everything to be used, you know.
That's probably the smartest way to go about it. My mom, we went through Christmases where it was a mountain full of things, and sometimes it was like 1 or 2 things. But man, my wife, like as far as like that Christmas spirit and decorating the tree, she definitely loves to do that. She definitely loves like weird ornaments that she likes and stuff like that. But we can't find the Christmas decoration. So a tree came over here when she moved in. I don't know where the decoration's at. So I'm hoping and praying that it's in this house because I don't want to go buy any of that shit.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't want to buy any of that shit because wherever we go, I'll be there for a long ass time.
Yeah.
What colors do you like? Or I like these colors. Or should I get this? Should I get that? That sounds like an hour.
But that also is something you could do before you actually leave your house. Pinterest.
No, you see, women. No, not her.
Bruh.
We could look at those things and she'd be like, "Okay, this is what we're going with," and then we'll go to the place and she'd be like, "I don't like that anymore. I kind of like this."
Well, yeah, that does happen.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
So, nah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they downstairs somewhere.
You try. No, but yeah, I also want to get a ugly Christmas sweater. That's just one other thing.
Oh yeah, mine's being shipped right now.
Just picking and choosing what part of Christmas I'd like to highlight.
I wouldn't even say mine's is an ugly Christmas sweater. I seen a Street Fighter joint.
Some of them joints don't be looking ugly. Some like I want to get a cute ugly Christmas sweater. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, one day we should do like a. Have you ever been to one of those, like a ugly Christmas sweater party?
Nah.
We should do that. I got the space.
Well, the thing is, I just don't want to go to a party with something ugly on. That's just my thing.
Come on now. Like if
I go to a party, I'm getting dressed up.
I get that, but if we all do that and be somewhere and we just watching TV or doing whatever and drinking, I don't think you would care. It's not like a party; it's more like a get together.
Right? Yeah, that's different.
Okay, yeah. A ugly Christmas sweater get together.
Yes, a social.
A box social.
Ugly Christmas sweater social.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I had something else I wanted to tell you, but I forgot. Like straight up forgot. I walked in here and I was like, oh, I'm going to say this or I'm going to mention that. And then I forgot. It'll come back, I guess, later.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, so
sad.
if you guys catched last week's episode, we talked about what did we talk about?
Well, from social media, on the social media aspect of it, it looked like all we talked about was booty.
Oh yeah.
But
we
talked about unsolicited advice from family, spouse, strangers, friends, whoever.
I needed that clickbait, man. But yeah.
Yeah, I understand. But we talked about it a little bit more than booty.
I mean, but people commented, and you know, if you check out the Instagram, shout out to No Free Drinks. They commented. Thanks for the support.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was basically it. And funny thing is on the way home I was listening to one of my other favorite podcasters. Shout out to my homegirls at Another Round. They actually started talking about unsolicited advice, and it wasn't like a topic discussion, but they just happened to like come across that because of the holidays and stuff. Coming back from Thanksgiving and, you know, being around family or other people, catching up with each other and stuff like that. So
right,
that was cool. I thought that was funny that they, you know, talked about it. And, you know, in other cases, I do find that, you know, a lot of the favorite podcasts that I listen to usually cover around the same topics sometimes. I mean, not that, you know, just depending on what's going on in the world. It's a lot of similarities. So I mean, it's funny to hear everybody's perspective.
Right. Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, and that's the reason why I listen to different podcasts as well. Aside from my own, just from different perspectives and things of that nature, because sometimes your eyes are opened up when you hear different. They should be when you hear different perspectives, and it makes you think about things in another way, and it helps with your content as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's yeah, I listen to a bunch of them.
Yep. So, moving on to basically what we're going to be talking about today, we are getting into sort of some flashbacks, right. Some throwbacks, some takebacks of our lives. Our childhood specifically, and just thoughts or dreams, aspirations, ideas of what we wanted our adulthood to look like,
right,
and be. And I find it funny because just randomly I'll have these thoughts, and I honestly think the idea just sparked from a conversation that I was listening to on the radio, just of different people thinking and assuming what their life would be like when they were younger and what it is now. So then I just thought we would talk about that today.
Okay.
You, Wes, have found us article.
Yeah, basically when we were talking about that, when we discuss that topic, I'm like, all right, let me see if I can find something that's going to pretty much bring out a conversation, some thoughts, things like that. But basically, Forbes has this article, the ABCs of adulting, mm-hmm. and and it runs down a bunch of stuff, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna have your own sentiments about it, and you know, so am I. So just to start the conversation up, and
okay, let's get into it.
All right, so ABCs of adulting. So pretty much gives like key terms throughout the article, as far as what they now mean when you're an adult.
Okay.
So number one,
or A. Does it go literally through every ABC?
Nah. Yes, indeed. I'm glad you caught that. I didn't catch that. Because it's the ABCs. Mm-hmm. Bet. ABCs of adulting. A, anxiety.
Yes.
Yes. And with anxiety, it means proof that you're paying attention. So I guess with that, and my understanding of that is that when you were younger, you didn't really care about too much of anything. So you had nothing you had nothing to have anxiety about.
Exactly.
Like everything was carefree.
Yes.
Everything was happy-go-lucky.
Yes, it was.
So when you're older.
Well, okay. So to an extent, yes. But like the older that you got and the more that you had expectations for some things, because yes, there are anxious kids too. Like kids get anxious when they find out they're going to Chuck E. Cheese, and literally every single minute they're asking, are they there yet? Are they there yet? Are they there yet?
But that's not anxiety. That's just being anxious. Same root.
That is the same.
Is it?
Yes. So just, okay, think about there's different departments and where anxiety comes from.
Right.
But in terms of adulting, there are so many expectations and ideas and thoughts that people go through, especially with themselves, that cause anxiety.
Right. Anxiousness can cause anxiety, but they're not the one and the same.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Like, okay, anxiety.
Shall we pull up dictionary.com?
We can do that. Go ahead.
How can you say that? Okay, we'll move on.
About to. You pull it up. I'll go through the list.
But it's literally the same word, Wes. So how are they not related?
It's not the same meaning.
I said they're related.
They are.
I didn't say they. Okay.
I said they're related too. I said it comes from the same root.
Anxiety comes from anxiousness and being anxious.
Okay. I'll leave it alone.
Okay.
B, which is budget. How you allocate your time, money, and energy. The only 3 currencies you can honestly trade.
Say that again.
Budget, which is how you allocate your time, money, and energy. And in parentheses, the only 3 currencies you can honestly trade.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
See?
Knew nothing of a budget when I was young.
We're going to have to breeze through this. Are we going through A to Z?
It's only 26, man. All right. Company.
Uh-huh.
The people you work for. They can be friends, family, and or arbitrary collection of people conjoined by capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Often involving the distribution of bi-weekly paychecks.
Yeah.
I mean, hell yeah. Dream job. The job that you, which is D. The job you hope to get someday.
Yeah.
That will solve all your problems, give your life true, deep purpose. This job does not and will not ever exist.
Amen.
It doesn't. Not for me. Well, to a degree.
They said it doesn't exist?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Well, that's true because
no job should give you purpose.
Dream job is a construct. So it's not just this one place where you literally have no more problems.
Right.
You're going to have issues everywhere that you are. I mean, that's just the way of the world. That's how the world is balanced.
Yeah, I think it's more
good and bad.
Yeah, I think it's more or less saying that that's the job. That's the thing that's going to give you purpose in life. Mm-hmm. And the way I feel, like, you can have a good job. I feel like my job is my dream job, but it is not giving me purpose in life. I don't live for my job. I like what I do. My dream job is being able to live life the way I want to live it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's all perspective, too.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people that literally, it's almost like society has to have a title for everything. And so basically goals, #goals is dream job, marriage, family, or, success.
Funny you say that.
So, yeah.
It's funny you say that. E is epiphany, a realization that occurs to you that changes the way you live. C also, falling in love, being oddly happy for a glorious shining moment.
Yeah.
Knowing that nobody cares about what you do even a minute fraction as much as you do.
I'm going to tell you, that's one thing that never goes away. And hopefully with anyone is epiphanies. Because literally I have one almost every single day.
Yeah.
About just life in general.
Right. And a lot of that in there, I'm like, dog, like, why is that epiphany though? But sometimes I'll be having to tell my wife, like, nobody care what we doing right now. Like, we're let's just say we out and about and stuff like that. Like, everyone has it's like watching a TV show. Mm-hmm. You know how, like, you're watching a TV show, you got the main cast, but somewhere else in that scene, there's someone else living that part of life. And I don't know how to explain that, but everyone's living their life and we are there by proxy, but we're not there, so they're not really paying attention to you. That's how I see it. Like, I know that's confusing.
Okay.
F, fortune. Values translated into fictional wealth, financial wealth. Remember, James was just talking about fictional wealth.
Oh.
Financial wealth, right. We'll talk about that later. Financial wealth, solid friendships, good health, or any combination of these 3 asset classes. So, yeah. Never really thought about that.
Yeah, me neither.
You're fortunate to have solid friendships, good health.
But fortunate or fortune.
Fortune, financial wealth, solid friendships, good health. That's what they consider fortune. Not just financial wealth. And I consider that too.
Yeah.
G, garbage.
Please elaborate.
Most of your advice, most of the advice you hear, and most of the stuff you will own.
Garbage.
Yeah, unsolicited advice. We talked about that last week.
That's right. But then they said even most of the stuff that you own.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't eat booty on you.
Please.
Honor.
Let's leave that one. Let's leave that one last episode. No.
Honor. Proof that someone deeply cares about you and or the effects you made to earn that attention.
Yeah. And I would also like tie in like honor to your family and all that.
Huh. Okay. That is a part of adult. See, I'm thinking about all these situations where like, okay, I'm thinking honor. Like go to the strip club. Be honored that she's going to clap her butt in front of you. You garner her attention.
Next.
You're garnering your attention with her fortune.
Where's the next button?
Infestation.
We need a next button. What?
That's what it says.
Infestation? Elaborate on that.
When the place you live is overrun by ants, mice, children, relatives, bats, mold,
why are all of them
bees,
categories
and
together?
or spiders. This is nature reminding you.
What is infesting your life right now?
Nothing.
What is infesting my life?
People's thoughts and perceptions. That's what's infesting my life right now. So people right now.
Okay.
So
I'm with it.
Judgment. This is really good. Judgment.
Yes.
How people of very similar circumstances rank and evaluate each other.
Yeah.
The closer the circumstances, the more arbitrary the judgment feels.
I would say that's one of the most detrimental ABCs of adulthood. Judgment and infestation. They up there.
Kids. People don't ask any people who don't ask for any of this, but who will definitely deal with all of it eventually.
Yeah. We'll definitely deal with all of it eventually.
I don't know what that means. Luck.
Meaning kids. Eventually, maybe if you don't have kids, but in some shape, form, or fashion, you're going to have to deal with
I get it
that
now.
eventually.
I guess because I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
Luck. The factor that defines and congeals socioeconomic classes. See also judgment, beauty, and wealth. There's so much I could say about that.
Do you believe in luck?
Nah, basically what that's saying is that if it defines and congeals socioeconomic classes, is more or less like, the only reason why they got to where they got is because they lucky and this opened up for them so they can make this amount of money. That's what that sounds like to me. Yeah. Some people think that's all luck, and truly, most of the time it's hard work.
Or convenience.
That their parents are rich.
Or convenience.
Yeah, convenience. That their parents are rich,
Okay.
Momentum, the tendency of small events to build upon each other and define entire lives, nations, and ecosystems.
Yeah.
The phenomenon explains monarchies, parenting, trends, climate change, and career trajectories. Why climate change? All right. I don't get that one.
Momentum. Because, I mean, depending on where you are, where that is, the pace and everything can slow you down or, you know.
I gotta
speed it up.
I gotta think about that one.
Like one, if you own a business that is mainly outside or outdoors and it's cold as fuck, or it's raining and thunderstorming or a hurricane, you know, does that not slow things down? Does that not alter the pace?
I got what you're saying. The momentum of okay.
Yeah.
I understand it. I understand it.
Okay.
Normalcy, what you think everyone else understands and lives with, but what nobody really embodies. I know all about that.
There is no normal.
Exactly.
There is no normal.
There is a normal, and that's just what it is. Everything is what it is. That's the normal thing. It's supposed to be that way. If everything wasn't the way it is and everything was the same, that's not normal.
Exactly.
That's the world we live in.
Exactly.
It's not supposed to be that way. Obligation. The work you do not.
You are struggling with this
because
today.
it's no commas. Listen, the work
Punctuation.
you do not because you want to. The work you do not because you want to, but because someone else needs you to do. This work will make you feel worthless.
The work you do not do? Maybe they missed.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The work.
All right, Forbes.
Right. The work will make you feel worthless and vital simultaneously. That's me going to work every day.
I'm sorry for you.
Every day. Because it's one of those things, it makes me feel vital because I'm like, all right, I got a job. I know these people are retarded. Not retarded.
Oh, goodness.
I know these people lack technical skills, and no matter how often I train them or how often I train them to solve their own problems, it just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel worthless.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But vital.
Okay.
Nah, I get what that means, though. The job, I get what that means. We ain't going too deep into that.
Uh-huh.
Privacy, the space you'll need inside your own head to make much sense as possible of the world beyond your eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nowadays, you probably need a therapist to go along with that too.
Man,
not just keep it stuck in your head.
Yeah, but not only that, sometimes you need like you be upstairs, I'll be downstairs. Let me be alone with my thoughts. Let me be alone in the car for 5 minutes after I park it. Just to collect everything. You gotta have privacy. You will go fucking insane.
Yeah.
Without mental privacy.
Yeah.
Among other things. All right. Q, quirks, the things that make you you and not anyone else. See also the delicate reasons you fall and stay in love with people, places, and things. I like that.
That's nice.
Racism are an arbitrary hatred humans invented for no good reason whatsoever. See also sexism, ageism, classism, xenophobia, bullying, and superstition.
I see no lies there.
Me either.
Okay.
That's someday when you hope.
Oh, Lord.
When you hope we'll have
struggle should have been S.
Who wrote this? When you hope we'll have everything figured out and all problems. So fuck you. Someday. All right. I couldn't understand that because it was bad grammar.
So maybe it's hope.
When you hope. All right, you read that.
No, I was saying maybe someday is considered like that hopefulness, but they already used H.
Yeah, I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad. Okay.
All right. T, triumph.
Mm-hmm.
The feeling that you did something extremely well. This feeling evaporates. God damn. This feeling evaporates as soon as you share your elation on social media. Your joy is roundly ignored. That's why you don't share shit on social media. Call your auntie up. Auntie, I did this. Call your grandma up. Grandma, I did this.
You have to be picky about what you want to put on social media.
Yeah, you do. You do. And I felt that. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Uneasy. How you feel before you do anything intimidatingly big.
Absolutely.
Okay. Also, how you feel if you never attempt anything intimidatingly big.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You got to take risks.
Yeah.
For big rewards.
You,
yeah.
It's not worth it.
Vacation. The time you spend away. The time you spend away. Work. God, come on, y'all. Where's from? The time you spend away from work attempting to avoid from worry, torment, and effort.
I don't think you should read any more verbatim what they say. We just going.
There's only 3 more letters.
We're just going to sum up whatever they say.
There's only 3 more letters.
Because this has been torture.
That's fucking me up.
But anyway, you know what? Some people have always been like, oh, you know, I'm a take a vacation when I know I've earned it, sort of thing. But it's almost like, even when you're working so damn hard, you have to, at some point, even if it's just like a mental vacation, you have to, at some point, use it or do it.
Right.
You know, you don't necessarily have to go somewhere super far or anything, but always just taking that moment to calm everything down and then focus on literally what your body needs: sleep, food, self-care,
right?
All these other things that, seem like a luxury. Like, we just live in this very capitalistic society where everybody feels like they cannot slow down.
And literally sometimes you just can't afford to, but you gotta do it.
Yeah.
All right. W, weakness, proof that you and everyone you know is human.
Mm-hmm.
Easy enough said.
Mm-hmm.
X, xylophone.
Literally, that's what it says.
I wouldn't make that up. A great gift to give to the lovely children of people you dislike. And an example that the alphabet is as strange as the words and ideas we managed to build with it.
Yeah. Or they could said X, as in ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, ex whoever.
I guess. Yeah, they could have did that. Y is for young, an insult when you're just starting out, and a compliment once you made it. I'm going to live by that.
What is it?
Young. We talk about this shit all the time. An insult that you just an insult when you're just starting out, and a compliment once you've made it. So that's just like, no one wants to hear, oh, you just young, you're a baby. You don't know what the fuck to talk about. But when you made it and you doing shit, girl, you look young, or man, you look young, you 50, girl,
right.
50. Like, hell yeah.
That's funny.
That
That's funny.
Z is 0, the number of dirty dishes you can leave in the sink and lavatory nets. Simple as that. Don't leave dirt. You gotta wash the dishes.
All right.
That was tough, man.
And then 0. They could have found something else for 0. They have to leave on that note.
0. I mean, what other word could you have used?
Well, I mean, maybe 0, but just for dirty dishes, because you'll attract ants.
0. The fucks you should give.
Exactly. That's a good one.
And you should have just left it off at that.
That's a good one.
I should have wrote that shit. For grammar purposes, I could have wrote that and better fucking ABCs.
Goodness gracious.
See, what we should have done was just read through them shits and gave our own ABCs.
That's fine. Yeah, we should have.
Fuck.
Next time.
Yeah.
We're working humans. So.
Yeah, we're flawed.
It's okay.
We have weaknesses.
But, coming off of this article, basically, we can tie that a little bit into some of the expectations or ideas or dreams that we've had for ourselves.
Right.
In our youth, even though we're still young.
Yes.
But basically, in your childhood, what did you think adulthood was going to be?
I mean, the short and skinny, I just thought that I was going to be able to eat whatever the fuck I want to eat, do whatever the fuck I want to do, and that was it. Eat and do whatever I wanted to do. So that was going to be video games all day, 8 hours straight, play outside, because I was still thinking with a child mind. Yeah. So just...
Absolutely, eating anything that you wanted.
I mean, I do that now.
Go
and
wherever
I pay for
you want. But like looking back on like my childhood and the types of things that we used to do when I was young. One, when we would go to the store, buy whatever shit we needed, and went on vacations.
Right.
And I thought, and got to drive around. Enjoy food, just all these different luxuries. Then, the older I got, I was taught that in order to have those things, you had to work. So then I thought, all right, well, then I'll get a job.
All right.
But what that job was, I didn't know. Honestly, when I was younger, I thought my parents got paid to be parents. No, when I was little. Yeah.
I mean, some people. I
thought I knew they went to work, but I thought they did these things and got hired for them because they were parents and needed money. So basically, my mom worked at a phone company. My dad worked for
and the only reason why they got that job because it was parents?
Because they were parents.
Ain't that's
just, as a kid in my little world.
What if society starts that, well, if you're not parents, you really don't need jobs like that. So you're going to come work for the government and do this shit?
As far as I was concerned, I didn't really know any adults that were not parents per se. Like any of the family that I was with, they were aunts and uncles and they had kids my grandparents, all of that. So I just thought everybody had children and everybody worked and got paid to take care of their children.
Nah, I didn't think that.
That was really, it was
That's interesting.
really simple. Yeah.
That is simple, actually.
Yeah.
I did not think that. I just knew that work equaled money. She needed, or my parents needed to go to work for money.
Yeah. But what I did think when I was younger is that...
I mean, think about how many times you heard you got McDonald's money or shit like that. It was because I didn't have a job, so I knew in my head I had to get a job to get McDonald's money.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that came later for me. I mean, I have heard that phrase quite a lot, but I don't think my parents really said that to me, per se. They would just say no when I asked for something. But I think another thing is that I always wanted to be an adult that never got rid of my childhood like likes and wants and needs. So I could never understand how my mother was a grown woman and never played with Barbies.
You know what? I had that same, not Barbies, but I had that same sentiment too.
Yeah, your toys. Like, how could you, like, when you become an adult, why are you not interested in these things anymore?
I'm going to tell you like this. With me, I don't know if it's the same for you. The minute I stopped, like, worrying about toys and shit like that is when, I ain't even gonna say when puberty hit. It was like pre-puberty when I'm like girls and shit like that. I gave all them fucking toys to my brother. I was like, here the fuck you go. I know what I'm focusing on for the rest of my fucking life.
I think, I mean, I can't remember the exact day or moment.
I know the day and the moment.
I do remember my focus shifting from toys to just being social and hanging with other people and talking a lot. You know, it became sort of like, oh, I just want to hang with my friends and eat candy and, you know, go to the movies.
Right.
Movies became a big part of that too. It was like, well, I don't have time to play with toys if I'm trying to, you know, go watch a film or see a show or do something. Like that became more interesting to me than like actual toys.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of like lifestyle, because my parents were married, I just thought that, well, maybe I'm just supposed to get married, have kids, and that be it.
I couldn't.
And that be it.
Dang, how old was you when you started thinking that?
Very young, because even when I was playing with my friends, we would always play house.
I mean, yeah, that happens too.
In the backyard, we'd be cooking and making all types of mud pies. And I always had a husband. And he would go to work and I would be at home, which is interesting because my mother worked.
Yeah.
Like my mom actually worked nights when I was young, but I still had this idea in my head that, and another thing my mother told me one day is that my father would literally hand his entire paycheck to her and she
would manage the bills,
manage everything financially. Like he, you know, would get whatever he wanted, like, you know, his liquor or whatever. Yeah. You know, kind of thing, like his
fucking around money,
pool table kind of thing. You know, no, not fucking around money.
No, but, not like no, that's not what I mean. That's what we call it. That's what me and my wife call it, fucking around money. Like after everything is done,
right?
I don't care what the fuck you do with this money. You just you want to fuck around with it. But these
are for like my hobbies and things like that.
Got you. Yeah.
So yes. So when she told me that, I said, oh, so that means I'm going to get married. I'm going to have a husband. He going to give me his paycheck. And then
Little did you know, you grew up in
just cook and clean.
You grew up in the society, the time and day where it's like, nah, independence.
Yeah. And then, well, now I am starting to develop a liking for cooking. But like the older I got, and I was like, wait, so I actually like this is actual labor. Like I have to
it's not labor. Break
a sweat and do these things. Like, well, the way that I cook, it's labor.
You're cooking wrong.
No, I cook and clean.
I don't. So how's it labor?
That is. You got to go through all them dishes, all these different ingredients.
Just put them in a dishwasher. It's not labor.
Well, I don't have a dishwasher,
I don't have one either.
so it doesn't work like that.
I'm fucking with you. I don't have one either.
That's what I mean, though. So then, like, there's all of this that goes into it. There's also you having a full day of actually having a job and cooking and cleaning, but then, you know, you sort of figure out how to manage. Then all of those things come along. Time management, work,
Right.
Budget, everything all falls into play. And then you realize, this is not how I thought it would go.
Yeah, I get those thoughts. See, the bulk of my thoughts as far as like this is not how I think things were gonna go didn't come from when I was a kid. It came from when I hit my teenage years and I was able to start comprehending certain aspects of life and different aspects of people.
Right.
So I'm like, all right. And I started having those thoughts. Like I said, like maybe pre-puberty. So 12, 13, 14. Well, 13, I already been hitting puberty and shit pretty hard. But 13 and 14 and shit. So it's just like certain things like how much money I think I'm going to make, what type of job I think I'm going to have, where I'm going to live, how many kids I'm going to have, when do I want to start having kids, when am I going to get married, shit like that. So the kid stuff, like, yeah, that's very brief as far as like, what am I going to, how I think my adult life was going to be. And it was just kind of like minimalistic. Like, I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm going to eat cakes and cookies and shit all the time, play video games, this and that. But when it came to adulthood and that puberty started kicking in and shit like that, not adulthood, but prepubescent, adolescent, teenagers and shit like that, I started to get a better concept of all of that. And of course, I was like, I'm going to have a job I wanted to do the profession that made the most money. And I thought like, all right, lawyer's cool. I was going to get married at 30 and I was going to marry somebody 3 years younger than me just so when the times to have the baby, I'll be straight and they'll be straight to have a baby.
Oh, you put a lot of thought into this.
I did when I was young.
Right.
I thought that. I also thought that as far as, I said the profession, I said the marriage thing. As far as I even had it down to like how my wife was going to look or this isn't that where we were going to live. We were going to live I wanted to live someplace warm, so it was either going to be Cali or Atlanta. And that's all I had to go by was just those things. Not even a type of car. Big house, of course. Big wedding, of course. I cared about a wedding, but not like to the point that women do. So it was like, I just knew big was the way to go. Shout out to the big timers back in 99 to 2000. Cash Money took over. You know what I mean? So it was just all about that shit. Everything was going to be grand and grandiose and shit like that.
Right.
Now that I get older, it's kind of like, all right, I fulfilled some of those things, but my wife is actually older than me. I did get married at 30. She's older than me. I'm not a lawyer. I can't stand lawyers, but I still have a good profession, I guess. But I'm not making that $1 million like I thought I was. So
maybe one day.
Yeah, hope, God willing. Yes, hopefully one day. So
I think so.
Yeah, so
don't take that out the plan.
Those perceptions of how you thought adulthood would be is it's pretty funny. Now, as far as responsibilities, I know you didn't think you would have the responsibilities that you do have now.
Oh no. See, what I thought was supposed to happen, I thought I was supposed to graduate from college at 22. Get married immediately after that.
23.
Still 22. Literally, this is what I thought. I thought
already working on her husband.
I thought I was going to go to college and like be with my high school sweetheart, which I was.
I thought that too.
But literally after I walked across the graduation stage, he would be on one knee with a ring.
Too much TV, man.
I don't even think I've ever seen this on TV before. But this is a very like
generic
TV idea, right? So I thought he was going to be down on one knee in front of the whole auditorium. And then we would go get married and then make our first baby on our honeymoon. That obviously didn't happen. And then we would have 3 kids.
Damn.
We would both be very successful. Now, I did have in mind that both of us would be famous. So then, like, just that general ass idea of fame.
Right.
So famous with like endless money.
Yep, bet.
I was a housewife, but still famous. So it's kind of weird. But
how? Most famous women are still housewives.
Well, yeah, but basically,
housewife, man, you don't do anything domestic. If you're not a housewife, you don't do anything in my humble opinion.
Well, no, like housewife, like I'm taking care of the house.
Yeah.
But I'm still like this actress.
Yeah.
You know, sort of thing. So yeah, so those two things clamor together in one. And and maybe a couple of pets, a huge mansion that I would live in. But then actually, mansions actually give me anxiety though.
Why?
Low key, because I just have a feeling like, what if there was some stranger that came into my house and decided to live there? And if I had so many rooms,
how would you know?
Then how would I know? And then they could possibly kill me and take over my house. I wouldn't know it. What if I walk to the bathroom and then all of a sudden I have to, like, something happens and I end up in another side of the room and nobody knows where my body is?
Sounds like a Lifetime movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, I don't like the ideas of mansions because I need to know exactly what's going on in every part of my house. So, just nice, spacious house will do. Big basement where I could throw parties and such.
And roller skate.
I thought I was going to be like a party hostess or whatever. Just, living it up.
A bunch of stuff that you...
living it up. But no idea how I was going to be doing all these things.
Right. So... I could have sworn I said responsibilities.
Yeah.
What are those responsibilities? You just name a bunch of MASH stuff, like you put on a piece of paper, MASH, what kind of car you drive.
Well, one, my responsibility I wouldn't have that many responsibilities because I would be paid, and taking care of the family is all that I would be doing.
Right.
Other than like going to work on some movie.
Well, how about compared to now, the responsibilities that you do have now? Is that, of course, you couldn't fathom that as a kid, but are you happy with those responsibilities? I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Depending on what those are. Parenthood is a joy. At least for me, because we're blessed to have a really well-behaved child. So
you don't get too many of those.
I don't have issues in that category, knock on wood. I mean, we have not started puberty yet, so I'm not going to speak too soon. But at the same time, just his heart is just so big. So I can't say anything about that other than that's a blessing. In terms of finances, I have, in my current adult life, have overestimated how successful I thought I was going to be. I think my spending became a little too out of control. Like, it's not in a detrimental place, but me not liking the fact of owing anybody any money,
right,
is the thing for me. It actually makes me a very anxious person, knowing that I have all these bills to pay and pay off, and it feels like a never-ending cycle in my mind. So budgeting is one responsibility that I had no idea would take so much work. And then also creating a lifestyle that was a little too over the top for where I am financially.
Right.
In my head, I have this very luxurious life in my head to a certain extent. And then I forget that I'm still out here struggling, paying.
Right.
So the lifestyle that I want to live is a luxury that I can occasionally afford.
Right.
And I feel like I live it too much. Or I don't know, this is weird, but do you ever feel like you live your life emotionally? Like they have those emotional eaters. I feel like I'm an emotional liver.
I never thought about it like you. Yes, I do have spurts of that. More or less like, all right, I'm doing stuff based off of how I feel at that time. And usually, you mean like a stress eater compared to like a stress eater?
Yeah, so like retail therapy. Like, my whole life is about retail therapy. So any time that I am either celebrating something,
you go buy something,
or struggling with something, or dealing with something, or need to cry about something, I literally just go out and buy something to make myself feel better.
See, I've never done that. I've done, as far as like what you call it, emotional liver or something like that. What you call it? See, I've done stuff where like, all right, I need to go do something.
Yeah.
And that do something could be experience something, have a moment or an experience or a moment or an experience that I had that made me feel happy. Mm-hmm. So let's just say, this is going to involve food, but I swear to you, it's not about food for real, for real. Let's just say I'm sad about something or something happened. I'm like, all right, I remember when I used to feel good when I did this. So I might play video games for about 2-3 hours. And that would make me feel good. It's calming me, it's relaxing my mind and stuff like that. Or I'll be like, all right, well, football game comes on, watch football, get a beer, get 2 beers, some nachos, shit like that. Yeah. Calm myself down. Or let's go see if there's a comedy show coming anytime soon, book that. Or if I can go catch something tonight, go to the movies, do that. So I do stuff like that when I'm feeling, whenever, or if it's celebrating a victory or something that I wanted to achieve and stuff like that. I don't necessarily buy things. I know that sounds bad.
But my problem with that is I do that even when it is not in my budget. But
me too.
It's like, but I need to feel better about this or something or whatever I'm going through. So I think that is something I didn't realize, obviously, that I was going to need that in my life.
Right.
So when sort of thinking about growing up and your adulthood, you think that problems happen to people, but not you. At least for me growing up.
Right.
So I didn't, I never thought that I would come across these certain avenues like that. Maybe when I got older, I wasn't going to, one, have a marriage like my parents, and I don't, but I still have, moments of complications in my marriage or in my relationships. And these are things that you have to deal with.
Right.
And it's not just going to be peaches and cream.
Yeah, I've had situations like that too where I felt like, all right, as when I was thinking about things like that, I'm like, all right, it's always going to be this, and it turned out not to be that. Like I said, as far as how I thought that I was going to have somebody younger than me, and that's was going to, as far as like the baby thing, she be all right. So sometimes I do think about like, yeah, she is older than me. That could be not complications, God forbid, but more or less like that could be trying right there, or it could be difficult to conceive, or things like that. Like how much time I actually spent in school. I thought, boom, 4 years and I'll be done. I ended up going to school for maybe 10 years. I got 2 degrees out of it, but it was like, I hate school. Like anybody that knows me, I was not thinking about college in middle school. I was not thinking about college in high school. I was not thinking about college in college.
Well, yeah.
It was just something.
And education had changed itself as we were growing up too, because before all you needed was a degree, like one. Yeah. That's all you really needed. And then, depending on what other professions you wanted to go into, you may need that second training or that third.
Yeah. To me, I think as far as education, like that to me does not get you anywhere. You used to think you was always told, and I know you was probably told this too. Associates, you'd be at a certain price point as far as salary. Bachelors, you'd be at a certain price point. That is no longer the thing anymore. Like you have to have a bachelor's minimum.
Yeah.
And even minimum, they want you to have experience, an experience that you probably won't get because they want you to have, experience you probably won't get at a job because that job wants you to have experience that you did not get.
Yes.
Because you didn't do an internship or some dumb shit like that.
Right.
So they'll bring you in for less money. That's what like we talked about. This before.
Yeah.
They bring you in for less money and then it's just
that's a struggle. It's a struggle. It's like you need the best of both worlds.
I just thought you go to college when I was younger. You go to college, you get that degree. You knock on the door, say, "Hey, I need a." You fill out application.
Exactly.
I need a job.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want this. Oh, come right on in.
Yep.
Here's your $100 million salary. Go. Like, but nah, it's not like that. So.
Or being discovered for me was another one. It was like, like I always used to think, well, that. One, I was always literally going to look good every time I walked out of the house. Because I was going to be discovered. Somebody was just going to come up and be like, you know what?
You could be a model.
You could do this. Literally, that has happened to me before, but not to the point. It was for like some local pageant or something like that. This woman came out of nowhere. It was kind of scary, actually, the way she was looking at me. And I was like, okay, well, thanks. But yeah, I thought like maybe one day I'm running to Denzel at a Blockbuster.
At a Blockbuster?
And
Hold on, Denzel?
Yes, that's just in my mind. That's what I thought.
I'm
like just going to meet these people and they're just going to know that I'm going to be the next one.
You know, I thought stuff like that too. It's fascinating.
Or even meeting like your spouse. Like it's just gonna be love at first sight.
Yeah, I often thought shit like that too, like it was gonna happen. Like
those
I
moments.
See her from across the room.
Yes.
Or
the
we
twinkle
make
in your eye.
I buy her a drink. She declines. I insist. She buys the drink. We talk for hours at the bar.
Exactly.
I walk her to her car, or I take her home. Obviously, I don't know how she got to the club or wherever she went. She doesn't let me up the first night. She kisses me on the cheek. Like
this romantic proposal that just
that shit don't
is
work.
Gonna be in front of the entire world, and
right.
I'm gonna ride in on a dove or some shit.
Ride in on a dove. That's a real strong dove. Actually, that's a big dove.
Exactly, that's a big ass dove. But you know, like those dove carriages and stuff.
What dove carriages?
You know, like the little love boats.
Oh, paddle boat.
Yeah, that.
I got you. Yeah, be on a paddle boat and shit like that.
Exactly.
And shit. Paddle boat. Yeah.
So funny. So funny. Man.
That shit doesn't work.
Yeah.
So what's your recap for well, not your recap, but your
takeaway?
Your takeaway from this.
Honestly, I think it's quite refreshing to like bring up those memories of what you used to think in your childhood and compare them to now, because I mean, why not still try to implement some of those things in your life? Not as drastic as, some of those things are kind of outrageous, but, still try to go for your $1 million or,
Oh, yeah.
And, I don't call it fame anymore. I look at it as something else, but like my definition of being successful.
But look how quickly, not to cut you off, not like quickly, but look how many avenues you have in order for that to happen.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that back when we were
Right.
So,
yeah. So, I mean, like the doors are still opening and there's still room for that, but still remembering what those visions were for yourself.
Right.
And how, you can still use that childlike imagination to hold on to some of those things,
right, and
drive you into actually achieving some of them.
Right.
Even if they don't come out the way that you thought they were, they could still happen, So, yeah, that's my takeaway.
Okay, that sounds dope.
What about yours?
Mine's is pretty much the same thing. I would say it's never too late to try to grasp some of those dreams. It's never too late to even try to apply some of those things. Mm-hmm. And one thing you got to realize, if you thought that in the past, is a good chance that in some way, shape, or form that it has already come true.
Yeah.
And you just have to not figure it out, but you got to realize it. Look at different aspects of your life, and which I do. I look at different aspects of my life, and I'm like, well, I've always said this. This particular thing didn't come through the way I wanted it to, but the bulk of it did, or this particular aspect is the main aspect that I always wanted it to happen.
Right.
So I look at stuff like that as my main takeaway, and that, like you said, it's never too late. You can always, you're young. I mean, as long as you're on this earth, any of those things can still be.
Even when you're not young, I feel it's never too late to do anything that literally pops into your mind and you have a passion to actually,
as long as there's
go through with it.
As long as there's air in your lungs, you're good to go.
Absolutely. So, what's going on in our culture? This week,
man, a bunch of stuff. So they made an official version of DMX singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I'm just hoping for more more.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just hoping for more from not from DMX, maybe from DMX or just from other rappers,
artists
from other rappers
doing
like I need a
holiday
Christmas,
version.
I need a Christmas mixtape. I
You
need a
remember
Christmas
them
mixtape hosted by
Christmas
DJ
R&B,
Drama.
tracks and stuff from like all the 90s people? Drew Hill, Destiny's Child.
That's a
like
real
everybody. Yes, they play it on the radio every year. Go back and listen. I mean, it's December now, so all the music's going to come back. You don't remember Drew Hill's And This Christmas?
I remember Destiny's Child. Was it Silent Night with Destiny's Child? What was
First of all, they had a whole entire holiday album. And there are some other artists that do holiday albums too, depending on, where you want to go. But there's a lot of R&B artists that did holiday tracks.
The only one I know is Mariah.
Well, yeah, that's one, but that's one that is
that they play in fucking Macy's all the fucking
one
time.
And done. That's
Bed
everywhere.
Bath and Beyond.
Everywhere.
God damn.
Yup.
But yeah, I need a Christmas mixtape hosted by DJ. Nah, DJ Drama is Mr. Thanksgiving, so we need another one.
Mm-hmm.
I need it hosted by Charlamagne the God.
Okay. All right.
I need it hosted by Charlamagne the God and just various rappers doing they spin on fucking Christmas songs. Like I need Migos with Silent Night. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with DMX. That's dope. And just man, oh my goodness. If y'all could do that if the powers that be, if y'all could do that for the culture.
Yeah.
It'd be so nice.
Yeah.
It'd be so nice.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, so that's one of them. Another Tyrese again, man. He's
Wait, something else happened?
Not something else happened. He's saying that aside from him saying that no, he's sorry that he lied about not having money and stuff like that, and that when he went to Abu Dhabi, it wasn't for he's sorry about his wife lying about his wife being pregnant and him not having money. So he's recanting all of that. And now he's saying that there's supposed to be another movie called a sequel to Four Brothers called Five Brothers, and it's all over the internet. And it's not really truly all over the internet. It was just some stuff from 2010 and then 2015, but nothing recent.
If y'all could see the look on my face.
So I'm like, yo, what's wrong with this dude, man? So
okay.
Yeah,
right.
So that's going on. People been calling him Cry Reese. I think I like that.
That sounds appropriate.
Cry Reese, you crying wolf, you crying.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So what do you got?
Okay. I don't really have nothing for the culture this week, but I do have a special shout out that I wanted to give for my highlight of the week, and that is one of our very own Story. If you've listened to any of our earlier recordings, we had a third host on here, and she had left for a little while to handle, her family business and things. And she has started a blog called The Life of a Special Needs Mom. And she created a Twitter account. Finally. Are you following her?
Hell nah.
Why? You need to. She definitely needs the support because she started writing this blog, and it's actually pretty popping. She's getting a lot of foot traffic, and I think she needs a lot more. And now that she's branching out on social media, she has a Facebook page, but she also just recently got on Twitter, and I'm trying to pull up my profile so that I can actually give you the exact
I seen her.
name.
Me and her was.
You
we
need
were
to
talking
follow her.
I will. I said that just to fuck with her.
It is
but
Bianca's Vision. That's her Twitter handle. And the website is lifeofespecialneedsmother.blogspot.com. And she writes these articles about maybe every 2 weeks or so, but literally talking about her struggle as a special needs mom. She's going into her childhood and basically how she was raised, what she went through as a child, who also started off her life with open heart surgery.
Yeah.
And then into how she had to become a caregiver as a teenager.
Right.
From her mom being in an accident. So I just think it's a very interesting story. It's very motivational, and just to see different perspectives of people going through so many struggles in life, and how, it's all about perspective and how you view things. So me and her were talking about this a while ago, but I was like, write your stories for you, but this will definitely reach out to people who need it. And I think it has. And she's gotten a lot of good feedback. One, just about her life in general. But then also, people that she doesn't know has reached out to her saying that things have touched her. And randomly, at my family's house at Thanksgiving, I had like reposted one of her articles, and they told me that they read her blog, and how one night they read one and literally stayed up the whole night thinking about what she said, just based off of this one subject matter. So please check it out if you get a chance. But if you want to easily follow her through her Twitter handle, it's Bianca's Visions. Or is it Vision? Hold on.
Yeah,
Vision. Bianca's Vision is the name on that. So shout out to her.
Yes, indeed. And I was just playing just to fuck with her. We was actually talking about her Twitter and how she can the avenue she should take and things like that. She also has an Instagram that I just seen today, but
oh, she does.
That's what it say.
Okay, well, it's about to be lit.
Yeah.
But I think that is so good that she is actually getting these stories out there, letting people know. So when, especially in Black culture, when you're dealing with stuff like this, that you do have an outlet that you can go to. So I just think it's super, super dope that she started this, and that it's, coming to life.
So do I. We're proud of you.
Yeah. Well, that is it. You ain't got to go home. But you do got to go rate and review us on iTunes, The Struggle is Real podcast. And also follow us on our Twitter handles at struggle_real87 and Instagram at struggleisreal87. Also, I have a Twitter handle.
Before you go, I just seen before we go. I say before you go. Yeah, before you guys go. Yeah. So Russell Simmons steps down after companies after sexual assault.
That came down 3 days ago. I feel like we need to.
I've heard that.
We need to have a separate topic discussion about this. I do want to actually
talk about that, but I
didn't want to bring that up today because I just have so much to say about it.
But he was denying it though.
But he stepped down. So okay.
If I'm denying, I'm standing up there proud, like I ain't do this shit. But go ahead, my bad.
Okay. And then follow me on Twitter at mdot, spelled DOT, TSIR podcast. That's mdot TSIR podcast.
All right, and you can follow me as well on Twitter, Wesley_Presley1. Instagram is the same thing, Wesley_Presley1. Be posting shit, and I post shit on everything.
Yeah, well, let us know what you thought about the episode, and we will see y'all next week.
All right.